This one's gonna be.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adjacent with Jace, the tabletop introduction and discussion brought to you by the Black Tower Stories. I am your host, Jace, and with me today, he's back in action, rejoining the faction, no ice for bad traction, avoiding a Saxon, all new tricks up his non-existent sleeves, getting his problems fixed with the satchel to his knees, quoting Dak Prescott, ready, here we go, it's Chaos Player, yeah, it's Bevo. I guess we're brought to
Hi,
you by...
everybody. Brought to you by CVS Health generic brand Dayquil. Great. Having the flu's fantastic, but you know what? The show must go on, and I'm here to make this night and evening great for us, me, you, all of it. I know I probably sound awful, but you know what? Great.
He's got the chills. They're multiplying.
Ooh.
Grease lightning.
We got
Rab in the chat already with a question with immediately Bevo Y. Also product placement.
we got the generic brand Willow. It's not anything. It's not as good as Puffs. My nose is red. And then we got a little spit cup. It's gonna be great. We're gonna survive.
A nose indeed deserves puffs indeed.
Willow indeed.
Like the movie Willow.
I don't know. Willow, no. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah. Damn, Bevo joined with the flu, and I skipped for just an average emotional breakdown. Oh, well.
Wait, I can have.
You know what's really bad is that this is episode 69. Everybody, the Jace with Jace.
Nice.
Bevo's here. If Bevo hadn't been here and it had just been a regular week, I mean, Rap could have been on for 69 tonight. But I skipped it. It's like, no, Bevo needs to be on. He hasn't been on forever. But,
yeah,
special episode. I know Rab's looking forward. That's why he skipped last week. He really wanted this week. But he didn't fool me.
If you get us for our after hours episode, I'll teach you how to. God, don't cut my mic out when I'm gonna tell nice, cool stories. Come on, man.
Like, you haven't figured out how to do that on your own OBS settings. I got a question in for Rab again. Question for both. Is 69 nice? I like it because it's symmetrical. It's like yin and yang.
No comment.
You know what,
Not from lack of experience.
96 is the position that people sleep in bed when, like, your best friend's over, but you don't want to sleep head to head, so you sleep foot to foot, but you're also facing butt to butt.
Nut to butt, man. I'm always a nut to butt guy.
And spooner.
What our coach used to say. Sorry, guys, nut to butt. That sounds weird.
Butt to gut's what I always heard.
No, yeah, no, it's like
your coach is
different. Wiley, I guess. Yeah.
Wrestling, say everyone get naked. Coach, we haven't started practice yet. Don't contradict me. Go run a lap. Well, Bevo, welcome back. It's been forever because you haven't been playing, so welcome back, I guess.
Thanks. I'm glad to be back. I'm excited.
And with you coming back, which means I had time to prepare a smorgasbord of questions for you, as well as a quiz that I can't wait to see just what you might know.
Quiz time, man. All right.
And then I had to make it super hard. That way Eric doesn't complain because he's going to.
Okay. Well,
I'll just send you the answers.
Let's just get ready for a bunch of wrong answers. All right, it's gonna be great.
The answer is triangle. Like, that's not what you had for breakfast.
Okay.
Well, let's jump into some questions here that I have prepared for you. From the outside looking in, with the party playing now for years and years, you kind of left fairly early in the campaign. Was there any point you're watching like, hey, when are they going to be done with this one? I want to get into that next campaign. I want to see how this ends so I can make fun of them. Did you expect this campaign to last this long from the outside, or did you think, like, oh, as soon as I leave, it'll all be garbage?
No, I mean, I expected it to go on. I think you guys, especially with like new characters and things like that coming in, it wasn't something that I had felt like y'all wouldn't figure it out. I'll say this, like, I think the group is interesting. It's a very interesting group of folks just because of how each character's playing each character, if that makes sense. Each player is playing each character, I should say. And so, but again, it's not something that I didn't think because Gorbek's gone that the whole campaign's going to go to shambles. No, I was pretty influential, but no, I saw you guys playing and doing great, just the way you are now. So,
got another question. Let's go into the chat for it. Question for both. Tell me, how has Gorbek changed since your perspective? I'll start because yours is going to be more. You know more how you changed than anyone else, I guess. Gorbek seemed from my perspective, Gorbek seemed a lot more level-headed and wasn't as brash. I feel like he held back on a lot of his chaos, and I feel like it's because, from a perspective, it looks like he has kids. Like the other goblins, he's trying to be an influence of positivity in their life, and he can kind of see like, oh, that's chaos over there. So I don't have to cause any because I have to handle all of this. So you kind of have that dad feeling going on.
So a lot of it was this I think will forever be my like one-shot character. I love this character personally. Like I think he's great. I think he's fun. He's exciting. He's just different. And again, like what you said, like where I did a couple of one-shots outside of Adventures of Thoria simply because I love the character. I want to keep playing him. I want to play out. Like everybody talks about building out this three-dimensional character. Well, I want to create a three-dimensional character. I want to see him grow and get better. Now, obviously, there's things that the crappy thing with it is it's kind of like when you grow up in a town and you go and you do something else and then you come back to that town and people know you as X and you can't break that stigma of X, and that's what's I think tough for Gorbek is breaking this stigma of okay, he's just this chaotic goblin, which yes, he's still a chaotic goblin, but the one shots that I've done, I've played with other characters that again are not as flushed out, that there's like, oh wow, okay, I see why X is not good, I see why this is not good, why I need to have a better mindset on certain things. And so in going through the situations that I've gone through and picking up the boys, all my goblin the Goblin Support Society, and realizing like I want to make their lives better and making others' lives. So it's two perceptions that I'm trying to change. Trying to change a goblin's perspective and then a social perspective of what goblins are. And so those are the two things that I'm trying to combine, which is very difficult because usually you can change one thing and it go from there. But that's really difficult when you just don't have that situation. So there's been tons of things that he is trying to think and trying to change, and it's really, really hard on him, especially now because going back to what was there and the perception that was there and trying to manipulate that in a better way.
You see that you're really growing by having chaos outside of the campaign.
Yeah.
We do have another question here. Question for Bevo. You see a river in a mountain. What do you do?
Is there a giant golem chasing us?
Well, there wasn't before.
There was something. Is there a glowing frond leaves or whatever Eric called them?
There could be.
We stick with the group. We protect the group. That's what we do.
All right. He finally passed. Stigmatism gone. We could see you can officially collect taxes. We got another question in there. How long will Gorbek stick around? We mentioned it in the campaign a bit. Is that one more quest was the thing. I guess it's whichever quest comes first and help us out during that. So maybe 3 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think, again, I think the fact that Gorbeck is trying to change, yeah, I'm going to kind of a Knight's Tale it a little bit. Somebody's trying to change their stars. And I think he's trying to change the way, change his stripes. Sure, I like that a lot better. And so, but I think talking to Yandere and talking to Calum, it was a little bit, it was hard because I think a lot of people put stuff in their own characters like their players put stuff into their characters to try to change things for themselves, to play out life stuff for themselves. And as somebody that just wants to be different and change the way that I am, to have Gorbeck have people that love him and care about him and want to help him, that's something that's really good. And it's teaching me to say, like, oh man, I should let people help me and let love come into my life, so that way I can be a better person. And I think Gorbeck really needs that to figure out how can I help the group that I'm with to be better, basically. So I think it's interesting. So we'll see how long it sticks. I do think he's here for a little bit, but I don't see it for a long time because, again, I think he needs to grow and learn. So
you had way more improvement away from us. I figured that'll be better. You did mention the new characters of some of the people we're playing. Yandere is a different character. Out of the 4 character swap people for characters, we had Gander for Calmac and Arthur for Yandere, or Yandere for Arthur. Of those swaps, do you prefer Gander or Calmac, and do you prefer Arthur? Which one?
I definitely prefer Yandere because Yandere, I think, has a more open-minded look, and this is just something that Sean and I had talked about because he's growing too. Like, I think that's what I think I love about D&D is that as players we grow with our characters and we learn, and so talking to him about like how he has grown as a player is huge, and that also helped me want to stick around because again, there was a lot. I mean, I don't want to. I felt like Gorbeck is a fun character, but also like you can find things that you don't like about him. And talking to Yandere and seeing the potential of like acceptance, who he is, and things like that. Now, if he met previous Gorbeck, I don't know how that would have gone, and I don't know how my thought process would be towards it. And then I'm interested with Calmac simply because of, and I know it's a touchy subject, obviously nowadays, because like, versus changing something race to species and all that kind of stuff. But there is a negative stigma that comes to goblins, and if Calmac has a negativity towards goblins, well, who's the best goblin to solve that? Probably not Gorbeck, but we're going to try. And then that's what I think is exciting about him. I don't feel like I got to know... I just forgot his other character's name.
Bad start then.
I know, right? So that tells you how much a connection we made, And so, well, he tried to shoot me with a whatchamacallit, so
That's
we had
a
some...
technical term for that item, too. It is a whatchamacallit.
Yeah, the thingy, So I think there was just a lot of negative stigma that went with Gorbeck, and so that's what we're trying to change and try to do our best. So.
Okay, that's fine. I got a question for you here. Do you think that you'll get the 30 days in one go of the letter I gave you, or how many tries is it going to take you restarting?
So again, making sure that because this is not this is not a Gorbeck thing. This is a Trevor, a Bevo thing of just saying names wrong sometimes. And so as long as I can say it right once without like second guessing, yes, I think we can get that just fine because make a conscious effort to be able to do that. So
Question: what do you think is in the letter?
hearing conversations outside OOC, I feel like it would be what your name is, just because of what I know as player Trevor, and listening to the game. But Gorbeck, what he thinks it is, and the horrible goblin child that he is, he really wants it to be her confessing her love for him.
Ooh, could be tough. Who knows?
I'm just saying, and that's like Gorbeck likes strong women, and so it's
gonna
kind of
be
his
like
thing.
a bad recipe for something. Like,
I mean, that's what it could be, and if that's what it is, then that's fine. But Gorbeck's a strong woman lover, and so he's kind of jealous that you've got a sexy, hot, strong woman, and that you are one. And now, Nyla, is that Neela? No,
our neighbor.
no, Nella. He is. Hang on. Nalira, yeah, that put a fire in his loins, since 69 is our number tonight. So
Look how I'm wearing sleeveless today too.
I know I should just not be wearing a shirt so that way I'd have my
Doesn't show.
chest
So
here.
you're fine to me.
Mm-hmm. So
We have some
I'm
questions.
starting to sweat a little bit, which is ridiculous because I might have a fever. So
Yeah, we had a few questions roll in here real quick. Gorbeck, what is your next character? I don't know how far Gorbeck or Bevo thinks.
I'll say this. I don't know if anybody's played League of Legends, but I have been dabbling with a character in another thing that I have a lot of fun doing. And basically, he is a all defensive character. He's a paladin who has not necessarily lost his oath or broken his oath. It's just he's questioning the validity of his god because of the people that no, it's Brom Istrom. That's Brom. And he's got a big giant mustache, obviously is like, I know I don't have a big giant one, we're working on it. But he's got a big giant shield. Yeah, no? Okay. But anyway, that's a character, and I want to be all defensive. I don't want to have hardly any, unless it's something that is undead. Like if I know for a fact that is undead, or it's a demon, or a devil, or anything, like at least paladin-wise, that's what I want to, because that would be the only time that I would be, because I want to see the best in everybody. I want to be hyper defensive, so I would never ever attack, and I have created the shield with my buddy Adam. And it's basically, it just gives me the ability to jump around and be defensive for others. And so that's the character that I would play if we did one. So it's something I think it'd be really cool and fun.
So not chaos stuff.
No, this is justice and right and trying to solve the world's problems and religious crap. Yeah, sure, right? Yeah.
Different stripes. Another question for Gorbeck. What do you feel like you've learned in your absence?
Again, I think the consequences of your actions is huge. And not relying on emotion to lead everything. He thinks emotions are very important because they're part of you. But also he knows that sometimes just because you have an emotional response doesn't always mean that you should follow that emotional response. That cooler heads would prevail, that anger and disappointment, different anything that's negative doesn't always have to have that negative emotion, negative response, which goblins are really, 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 really known for. And I've really leaned into that. And so it's trying to make a conscious decision versus just an emotional one. Now, when he was told that Milton was dead, I felt like that was an appropriate emotional response. And so, but again, if it hurt the group, is that an appropriate emotional response?
I feel your response was very appropriate, and it was handled as there's no bad thing about having an emotional outburst when your character would have an emotional outburst.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, it hurts the team, it hurts the party. Like, what does it matter? They can go and solve their own problem. They will go and make sure that it's not an issue anymore.
But again, with the Geish, that was the one thing, because like I said, with the layers of Gorbek having the prior thoughts that the group had, that was what was frustrating in a sense, is that, man, how do I get out from underneath this previous thought process that is of Gorbek, that I'm not that same person, and that was something that it's tough to change and tough to move. So the things that I have learned, but the hard thing is saying, I want to change these people's thoughts, but how much effort should I put into doing that? And I think that's what is going to be the hard thing, is at what point do I say, they're going to think what they think, and I have to let that be. So I
feel that this campaign has had a decidedly small amount of emotional outbursts, and that when you do it, it just seems kind of out of place compared to what the rest of the party has, because they're very reserved with everything they do. Where in our last campaign, emotional outbursts all the time. I was having them.
Mm-hmm.
Olmec was having them in his Kilmo's own special way. Nock was having emotional outbursts when things would happen. And so I always felt as a player, like, that's kind of hypocritical to say that you can't have any emotional outbursts, because we clearly do that. But
yeah,
a character to character would think that you need to be calm in this situation, but that just builds more character and conversation between the two in the situation. So I felt that yours was appropriate, and we handled it appropriately. We didn't let you jump off the rail and kill something, which, stab them, that'd been fun. I have no problem with that. Fighting in our own house, why not? And in the end, it was fun.
And that's it. It all has worked out in a way that is it perfect? I don't know. Is it, we made a deal with the devil, and at last there's not been very many cases where I could say, man, that worked out great.
Perfect.
In movies and all different kinds of things, except for maybe Johnny with the golden fiddle. That's about it. So, but I couldn't name any other things.
We've got another question here. It was a question for Jace. Did you plan to do Jeopardy with me? If so, rude. That's because Rab was scheduled to be on last week, and I made Eric go through D&D Jeopardy. And yes, it would have been very bad, because those questions, I don't think Rab would have gotten very many of them. But it was the whole point. Of people say I pick on like Kilmo and Ari a lot, and I don't pick on Eric enough, or Rab, or you. So, yeah.
Well, Rab and I, we're not D&D. I wouldn't say we're D&D folk. We enjoy it.
Okay.
I love playing, and I love the role-playing side, but the game side, I don't know much about it. I've learned a lot and I've grown a lot because, playing with you guys. But could I tell you, uh, uh an Aminzu does X amount of damage and has this stuff? No. And I've looked at that piece of paper several times on what one of those is, and I still don't know what it does.
I know what it does. I'm not afraid to fight it though because I'm stupid and I'm like, hell yeah. I would not be very effective against it. To another quick question here. Question for both. What is your biggest regret from this session? I will go first. My biggest regret is I kind of wanted to fight at least one demon. We didn't fight any demons. That was it.
Yeah, I think it wasn't this session because it was one of those things where I wanted to kill the what's guy, but the fact that he was just laying there and sitting there, he didn't feel right. That didn't feel right to me. I feel like the session previous, I should have fought more to try to go after him. That's where my regret was.
Would you
I feel like that.
Would you have been more upset had we got attacked in the middle of the night when everyone was defenseless and then Milton turned?
No, I don't think more except no. I would have still been upset and distraught, but the way because I didn't talk much with Eric on certain stuff, and I should have done a better job, because whenever I had teleported away and left my Gobbo guys there, like it was because I was just ignorant to it. I didn't know that these devils would try to possess them. Like I didn't know that. It makes sense. I think it's perfectly fine for Eric to have done that. I'm butthurt, but what do I know? And so I think more upset. No, I think that it just was appropriate. It was the way that it was. And so, but again, that when he starts explaining what he did and how he killed him, like I was angry, and I feel like I should have done more to it.
Yeah.
But a Geish on top of so much more, like, because if I had to die anyway, I would have rather have died fighting. Right. And then at a certain point, if you guys start fighting, then I don't think I'm no longer under the control of that Geish because you guys are fighting. If that makes sense.
That's a good point. Once we also help do it, then now we're working as a team to solve the problem, and you're no longer against us.
Yeah.
I mean, had the demon done anything to be aggressive towards the rest of the party that would have incited violence from us, then it would have been fine. And then that demon would have died real quick. I mean, Full Red probably would have one-shotted it.
Would have been fine with me. Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next bit of tonight. This one is a little game that I have devised called, as I scroll down to what it's called, Gorbeck Guesses Game. Now, I have devised several questions entirely about Gorbeck, and it is Gorbeck's job to answer these questions. They are ranked in rating of easy, intermediate, and advanced. And we're going to see just how many Gorbeck gets about Gorbeck.
Okay.
All right. On to the first set of questions. These are the easy ones.
And just to verify, Gorbeck, right? Not Bevo. Gorbeck is answering these questions.
Well, you are Bevo. These are questions about Gorbeck.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So, first question. At 3rd level, Bards gain this Bard College feature. What Bard College did your goblin choose, and what does it enhance for their abilities?
He chose the College of Eloquence, and I believe that gives a charisma bonus.
The second part's a little bit open-ended. It enhances your persuasive and charm abilities. So yeah, you got it right. You knew the subclass and the thing it benefits. Great. Next question. As an Eloquence Bard, what is your primary ability score you use for spellcasting?
Charisma.
That is
Right?
also correct. It is charisma.
Yeah.
Very important.
Good thing that I'm putting question marks in the back at the end of these questions, so it's a little bit scary that this is supposed to be the easy one. So I'm a little scared.
This is the easy one.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm a little scared that I'm still like, charisma.
Bards have an ability to aid their allies in combat. What is the name of this feature, and how does it mechanically work?
That is. I'm not looking at my character sheet, so I'm gonna do this all from brain.
I was like, no character sheets allowed for this.
Yeah. Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, but how does Bardic Inspiration work?
Adds a 1d4 to attack rolls and saves.
You know, we're going to give you full credit for that. It is Bardic Inspiration, and this allows you to add your Bardic Inspiration die to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
I forgot the ability check.
Well, then give it to you. You got the majority of that. Question again. At 6th level, Eloquence Bards gain a unique feature that enhances their combat interactions. What's the name of this feature and how does it work?
I have no idea because I jumped from level 3 to level 12, so I genuinely have no idea. But it would be nice. It will be nice to know, simply so that way I can make sure that I added it to my character, because I didn't add a background to my character, my proficiencies, because I'm really good at D&D, guys.
This one's called Unsettling Words. It allows you to subtract your Bardic Inspiration die from any creature's attack roll or saving throw. So, if someone is doing something, you can use your Unsettling Words to...
That's right. Unsettling Words, okay. I know of that, but yes, yeah. I didn't know that's what that was.
All right, another question here. Describe the mechanics of the Counter Charm feature that a bard gets at 6th level.
I'd like to phone a friend.
Okay. Who would you like to phone? And you are welcome to message them. And it can't be me.
Oh, well, that was who I was going to ask you.
I know what it is. I have the answers, and I wrote all the questions.
Yeah, this I have no idea. I genuinely have no clue.
Well, this one is a little bit hard, but also pretty easy because it sucks. Counter Charm lets you use your action to perform a soothing song or give advice to allies and give them advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened.
That is nice.
Yeah, but no bard ever uses it.
Oh. Probably because there's better spells that others can use.
Just better things to use your action for.
Mm-hmm.
On to the intermediate level questions. These are a little bit harder.
Wait, oh boy. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
As a side note, these are worth 3 points each. I am keeping track of points. At 6th level, which we have already determined you don't know much about, Eloquence Bards gain an ability that allows them to manipulate conversations magically. What is the name of this feature and how does it work?
I don't know.
It is called Universal Speech that allows you to magically have other creatures understand you for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that one. Okay. But yeah.
Don't worry. They're not all that hard.
Sure.
As a goblin, what racial traits do you have that allow you to avoid direct interactions?
I know I have uncanny dodge, I believe. Is that what it is?
Is that your final answer?
Listen, all these are going to be my final answer, brother.
A goblin has the ability called Nimble Escape that allows them to disengage and hide as a bonus action.
Which is basically, that's uncanny dodge, right? No, uncanny dodge is whenever I've been watching too much Critical Role. Frick me.
Uncanny
That's
dodge
right.
lets you use your reaction to take half
That's a rogue
damage
spell.
from an attack you can see.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I knew I should have talked it out. If I would have talked it out, it would have been fine. So.
Next question. Name one third level spell or higher that Gorbek has access to and how it complements their playstyle.
I believe Charm, which obviously is like, that's something that I do that to magically make people feel good, you know?
Is that a
Become friendly.
third level spell or higher?
Probably not. I don't know.
What other high level spells might you know?
I have Dimension Door, which helps me escape stuff easy, but that doesn't really help me, I don't think. I don't know.
I'm gonna give you half credit.
Yeah, half credit. I like
Give
that.
you half
Okay.
credit, 1.5 points instead of 3. Dimension Door is a fourth level spell that you know. It does kind of help you. I would have also accepted Dominate Person,
That's true.
which is not Charm Person. That's more of a forceful way of doing it. On to the next question here. What optional Bardic Inspiration rule do you get at level 2? And what does it do?
No.
When I was putting this in there, I was like, I don't think anybody knows this one but me.
No clue.
The answer is Magical Inspiration. This one is whenever a creature that you've given Bardic Inspiration to is casting a spell that deals damage or heals someone, they can roll that die and add it to the number. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was,
Okay, that's good to know.
He probably doesn't know this. I play a bard in a game, and I have never used that ability because it's not my choice to use it. It's someone else has to use it.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the intermediate questions, where you got a total of 1.5 points
Yeah.
out
I
of
get
a
it.
total of 12. These are the advanced questions. These are the hardest questions that could ever be asked of you. Describe the effects of the Unfailing Inspiration feature, which Eloquence bards gain at 6th level.
I don't know. I'm gonna go read my character.
I only picked 6th level abilities.
Yeah, this is awful. Yeah.
Okay, the Unfailing
Because I don't think I took any of
Inspiration.
those.
You get
Yeah.
them for free. They're just
Oh.
there. When a creature adds one of your Bardic Inspiration dice to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and they fail, they get to keep that Bardic Inspiration die. Which, again, is kind of something that you would need to inform someone of when you use it. But that is the ability that you have. Okay.
These are all Bardic Inspiration things?
Yep. I have 3 more questions, and they are probably the hardest questions I have on this list. So let's get these over with. No looking at your character sheet.
I just looked at it real quick because I don't see any of this stuff,
right.
but it's fine.
You probably don't remember these questions. What is your spell save DC?
17.
How much?
17.
That is correct.
Just a goal.
Plus 5 points for getting the
Finally.
advanced question. Next question, though. What is your proficiency bonus number?
11.
That
Final answer.
is incorrect. Your proficiency bonus number is 5.
9? Oh, 5.
5.
That's lame. Okay.
Final question. The one to decide it all. Off of
All of
some
it?
random
Oh,
total
no.
that I didn't think of. What is your current inspiration die?
Current inspiration die?
Mm-hmm.
A D percentile. A D6.
Thought you said D percentile die, and I'm gonna give you half credit for that because your inspiration die is a D10, which is used in the process of a D percentile roll.
Yeah, I just
So
got 50% of it.
I will give you half credit for this number. That's a hell of a answer for that one. But that does it for the Gorbeck guessing game. The hardest questions I put on here were mostly meant as a joke because they were literally just numbers from your character sheet. You should know. But you got 7.5 points out of those. You got 1.5 points out of the intermediate, making a total of 9. And you got 3 out of the easy questions, so a total of 12 points.
Yeah, that's awful. That's bad.
You're the first one I've done this to, so we don't know if that's good or bad. This could be average.
I mean, everybody else probably knows their character sheet way better than I do. And I thought I knew mine pretty well, to be completely honest. Like, I know, like, Fury of the Small, like, I know all that stuff, but a lot of you... I didn't... Like, Bardic Inspiration only has, like, one little paragraph. It's got, like, 2 sentences.
There's a bunch of more things that you get that are specifically from your class.
I needed to see
Scroll down.
I have to go look through my features and traits.
I specifically targeted basically like a couple of the rule sets for what the Bard is for it. But
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll ask Eric questions about mechanics that he probably doesn't know. So, or
Probably
like his
right.
NPCs that he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
They'll all be hard questions, so. Well, that was it for the Gorbeck guessing game. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yeah, sure.
I was surprised that, if you didn't pick like kind of any of your level 6 abilities and how you knew them. So.
Well, yeah, so I need to go look and see.
That's the juicy part of the Eloquence Bard too, is the 6th level, so they get a lot of things at that level. So in the event that we got in a fight, those are things that you would be helpful if you knew.
Well, I will go and double check and make sure. So.
Well, there you go. You have any questions for me? I usually start off with anything you want to ask me or anything you want to talk about. So, anything you want to talk about right now, Gorbeck?
To be honest, no, not really. Like, I think, again, like, just playing the game with you guys, like, just wanting to get through it because, again, like, I don't think Izal and I we haven't really gotten along, but I don't think we haven't not gotten along. So, I'm just curious to see more, like, what story-wise happens.
Well, Gorbeck never hung out with me.
I know, that's what I'm saying, I tried to get close to Rab, but that didn't work. Or not Rab, but Bullred. But Bullred's very, I don't know.
Bullred treated you like a tool.
Yeah. So, because I was trying, because I felt like he was the one who needed to be supported emotionally.
No, he just took advantage of you.
Yeah,
He wasn't there yet. He hadn't healed yet. He's much different.
I don't think
now.
he's healed. I don't even think he's healed yet now.
don't know. He has. You gotta see his cleared up skin. It looks amazing.
I mean, skin is only skin deep.
His curse was pretty deep. Like it was in there.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, especially after the little arrow thing. So I'm curious what.
Rab, since you're listening, I'm taking the arrow out of my inventory, since apparently you have it. So I'm not. I am no longer carrying cursed weaponry. I'm all cursed weaponed out.
So, because I think Calmac, what am I saying? Calem's the only one that I've like opened up with, and so I think it's just trying to get rid of negative connotations for the boy. So.
Well, is there anything you want to ask me? This is your only chance you get.
What'd you write in the note?
A secret. I will tell you that no matter what you chose to do, I was going to give you the note under the same premise.
Makes sense. Like that I think is an appropriate thing to do. Yeah.
The correct choice was to make a choice.
Dude, I can't even think of what it would be or whatever. So, but I agree with that. I think that's fine. But also, it put a lot of pressure on me. So,
just say the name right. Well, at least the first time every day.
You got it, Izal.
Still the same day, technically. Question for Jace, why? I don't have. There's no why. Only who.
Oh, wait. Why? Where? How? I said a who. What? Where? Why? I don't remember that song from The Master of Disguise. I didn't even sing it right, so.
I'm the master of disguise.
I'm going to be the master of disguise.
Has Eric described my girlfriend to you? Izal's girlfriend.
No, I just hear things.
Sounds
so
weird.
It's just context clues.
You thought that our neighbor was hot when my girlfriend is like giant, muscular, hot lady. It's like, don't you hit on my girlfriend. We will throw hands, and I will fight you.
Just prepare to throw hands then.
She would also fight you, and she would probably win. She's a tough one.
Fine. That's you do. Yeah, you fight for the ones you love.
And then it turned into a weird situation when all three of us were tumbling.
Or you fight the ones you love, something like that.
I don't think you're supposed to, unless you're like my family and like a Thanksgiving. Then there's definitely fighting going on. And cops are being called.
It'll be a perfect day.
You gonna go with us to the Feywild if that's the next quest we're gonna do?
Whatever we decide to do, that is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So that's you got me for just a little bit. I don't know how long a little bit is, but the bit that you have is a little.
He ain't here for a long time. He's here for a Gorbeck time. Oh, there's a question. I scroll up on it. Why not Mizak in your goblin band of fun?
Because Mizak, I don't know where Mizak is. That's a Lyle. Lyle, hello? That's a Eric question.
That's a different Eric.
That's a different Eric.
That's big.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask him. Mizak was cool, but Mizak be doing Mizak things, so good for him. These are all, like, again, these are just goblins that we've found that have wanted to try to be different and can tell that they're different and they want to build a better thing, and that's what I want. I want a group of goblins that are trying to be better. So
now imagine the emotional turning had Mizak been in part of your group and that was the one that turned into a demon. Because then we all would have been pissed.
Yeah, then everybody would have had
been furious.
Yeah. So
is there any cool tricks that Gorbeck has had over the 12 levels, or I guess 9 mystery levels that we haven't had you around for, that you're like, oh, I can't wait to have this opportunity?
I think the dimension door probably gonna be a fun thing. That'll be. I don't know if we'll use it the way that it needs to be used correctly, but we'll use it at some point, and so I don't know what it will look like. But that's the one thing that I think is fun and interesting, at least. So.
Describe to me how Dimension Door works.
You open a door into the abyss, and you go 500 feet away from something, right?
Yeah. Thematically, you can describe it however you want.
Yeah.
As long as it's you and up to one other willing person, teleport up to 500 feet away.
Yeah, I have a really cool cloak that I haven't got to use yet. And so hopefully we'll get to use that as a part of the dimension door. So you might see.
I didn't get to punch you. So in the event that we're in a fight and I become mentally charmed from another person and I try to murder you, I would like you to know that I'm not doing it on purpose, but I will try to hit you as hard as I can.
Well, this is the second time that you're telling me that you're going to try to kill me. In one of the in both situations, it's because of something else happening. You know, Mr. Ware, whatever. You know, so I'm curious.
He's also very open book. Like, so as soon as she realized that the Ware thing was an issue, she brought it up to everybody. As soon as she, and now out of the game, I'm like, I'm telling you, if I'm charmed, I probably will come to try to kill you. So just be wary of it.
Okay. Well, I get it.
It's not a threat. It's
maybe
a warning.
Maybe we just need to have some more conversations. So that way, because I don't know if you said to Caleb, hey Caleb, I might try to kill you. You know, it feels like a very directed. I won't say threat, but something very directed towards Gorbek, simply because you'll have lycanthrope in you. So.
Well, I said that to everybody initially as a group, but now it is weird that like you came in by yourself, so now it does seem like a threat directly towards you. It's really a warning that I've already given everybody else, and everyone else said that it's all Caleb's responsibility. So if Caleb's unconscious at the time, it is now everyone's responsibility, especially if I try to kill Caleb first.
Yeah,
because he will go down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, his potatoes will be.
I am so strong and so tanky. It's gonna take a lot to put me down.
Just we'll get you in a laughing fit.
Or one charm spell, really.
Hideous, yeah. We'll charm you, and then you'll be my pet dog, and it'll be great.
Yeah. I'll just be charmed by two
dominate dog. It'll be great. And then we'll 69.
Or 96.
Whichever.
Well, I'm going to need you to roll me a D percentile. Since you are the Goblin of Chaos here, we're going to roll on this wild magic table to see just what kind of chaos that you're going to roll. Using your Bardic Inspiration die. Or a D percentile, as you call it.
Mm-hmm. $40.
That means you regain 2d10 hit points.
2d10?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on a second.
It's a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 20.
I think no, 50. Sorry. Because the zero on the d10 is a 10. Just so you know. Because I couldn't. Like I said, I'm really good at D&D.
Oh, this is gonna suck for you then. You can't speak for the next minute. Whenever you try, pink bubbles float out of your mouth. And we'll finish this off with one final question, assuming this minute has passed. There is still technically the Deadpool. Who you got on it?
Well, now knowing that where Izal is possible, Caleb will go back to the top of my Deadpool.
Caleb is back to the top of the Deadpool. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I can actually vote on that. What's this? DP Caleb. See if it works. Caleb has been voted for the Deadpool 22 times. What? That's the number. Ooh.
Too much Taylor Swift crap going on. I'm not going to do it.
22. Well, that about does it, Bevo. I'm glad you could finally make it, and you probably won't be on again by the time you leave. So we'll bring you back on for the end of campaign extravaganza, probably, and we can really grill you on the questions of why X, Y, and Z happened on your last session, and how could you possibly do that to us?
Wow. I'm glad there's so much belief in what Gorbeck can do.
I'm assuming the best, but if something does happen, I'm going to seem like a genius just now. Well, thank you all for coming. I really have to go. I hope you liked watching this really crappy show. So please like, follow, and subscribe is what I'm supposed to say. But as always, we'll see you next Tuesday. Good night, everyone. Toodles.
Goodbye.
Happy 69
Bye.
Deviled Egg Day.
Bye. Bye.
Walking hand in hand on the ocean floor.